Hello, good evening, assalamu alaikum and welcome to HMR Waterfront presents Game On Hai. मैं हूँ रोहा नदीम and what a match that was between two stellar teams of the T20 format, India versus England. There was a bit of a rain delay, but unfortunately, because of that delay, there was a delay in the start of the match as well. Thankfully, we didn't lose any overs. We saw a complete game, and what a game that was. We now have our two finalists for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. It is India up against South Africa. We will take a deeper look into that final game as well. But पहले हम बात करेंगे इस मैच की. बहुत सारा कुछ है इस मैच में से बात करने के लिए because जिस तरह ये आगाज़ हुआ from India with the bat, with the ball, we saw everybody chip in, and as an all-round team, what they have done once again is cement their place into another final, which is the second final in 7 months that they're playing. So fantastic for Team India and their white ball team. I've got with me my panel, and they're ready to dive into this match and give us their opinions on what happened. I've got with me my beautiful co-host Erin Holland, alongside me, and of course the wonderful panel of Game On Hai, Shoaib Akhtar, Martin Guptill, Yunus Khan, Mohammad Hafiz.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, welcome back to Game On Hai. Shoaib, I'm going to start with you because you have been predicting it from a while now that India will not only play the top 4 spot, and they not only will qualify for the final, but they'll also take the title home.
Well, first of all, I just done a couple of things I need to understand. One thing is that having a spinners like Kuldeep, Akshar, Jadeja, who would advise you to win the toss and bowl first? I mean, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it, Aaron?
Well, I think given the fact that the weather completely
Why, it
evaporated
played a
and
huge
stayed away,
part.
and the wicket got slower and
They should have
slower.
scored about 200 runs.
Yeah,
If Rohit would have stayed there, they would have cashed around about 200 runs, easy.
absolutely.
I mean, are you the best spinner? Are you the best batsman of the spinners? By and large. I'm just asking you a question. As Englishmen, you know the best batsman of the spin. Why would you take a chances? It's a pretty straightforward thinking. I mean, why do you complicate things? If I was in England, winning the toss, put around about 160 odd runs. Mind you, there are 3 spinners, and there is a one most difficult fast bowler of this format and any format is Bumrah, who is never going to able to let you score. With this kind of a variation, anyways, I mean, needless to say, I don't know what they were thinking. And plus, I think weather played a huge part. No, I'm sorry, don't. It was pretty humid out there. Whatever the moisture that you had, it was dried up. With the 1 minute is the rain, another minute is thing was gone. But मुझे नहीं लगता यार कि again, I'm not going to say this word, but they're just like headless chickens. I mean, it
The
wasn't
chickens
making
are
runs.
back.
So I think it's just useless batting by India, by England. I mean, किस तरह आप किस पे मारोगे? I mean, किस पे मारोगे? मुझे ये तो समझ नहीं आ रहा किस पे अटैक करोगे? So, but I was very disappointed with the toss. I'll be honest with you. I've been saying that to you. Look, scoring something about 150 above at 60, it's a winnable total. You get that total, and then you'll be in the game. Here, England is not in the game right from the word go, anyways. So, there's a one player that who's actually capitalizing on the whole situation is Rohit Sharma. It's just off to a great start every time. And imagine he's playing about 60 balls or 70 balls. If he gives himself another 3 overs, India would have scored about 200 runs easy. But again, then he had Surya Kumar Yadav. I keep on saying that Rishabh Pant as an opener, Kohli as a 1 down, would have been a perfect match made in heaven kind of thing. But Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya comes in and just gets your total right and becomes a winning total. I think it was very sad to see that the England approach, and then again sad to see the departing like this. And well done to India. What are ruthless performances? What are ruthless performances? That's the way it should be. I mean, आपको मैसेज देना चाहिए यार, आप हमारे खिलाफ बैटिंग करोगे दूसरी, hey you go, take a pick, हम आपको ऐसे स्मलिया मेट करेंगे. वो पहली बॉल है, बटलर साहब आराम कर जाओ, थोड़ा आराम कर जाओ, थोड़ा रिलैक्स कर लो, पहला बॉल देख लो कितना स्पिन हो रहा है, नीचे लो ऊपर 5-6 बॉलें देख लो, उसके बाद चला देना. बट एनीवेज डिसअपॉइंटेड टू सी यार, रियली आई वांटेड टू सी अ गुड सेमीफाइनल्स, नॉट लाइक दिस. ये तो अफगानिस्तान वाला हाल हो गया.
I don't think we expected to see England rolled for as much as they were in the end. A 68-run margin is massive to Team India. Guppy, Jos Buttler was saying at the post-match presentation that he didn't actually think the toss played that big of a part. He didn't feel like conditions changed a hell of a lot throughout the innings. He just thought they were completely outplayed from bowlers' perspective when it came their time to chase. What was your read on the situation?
He's right, they were outplayed, but the wicket was never going to get easy to bat on. What happened obviously, and they've got to live with that decision of bowling first. But obviously India were just way too good on the day. Rohit's fantastic again, backed up by Surya Kumar, Hardik Pandya again, Jadeja, and then a little Akshar Patel cameo at the end. I mean, this is again, it's everybody sticking their hand up when other people don't, and that's why they've got to the final. Guys have just put their hand up when needed. Rohit's led the way. Surya Kumar's led the way, and other guys have just chipped in around that, and it's fantastic to see. And it's, we've seen 2 lopsided semi-finals, and hopefully we see a pretty close final in a couple of days' time.
Because you've played CPL, you've played a lot in the Caribbean in your career.
You are so negative about everything. You've been negative about every single toss. Oh no, they should have bowled first. Oh no, they should have done that. And now you're negative about the final.
I think
be excited about it.
South Africa, it is not looking forward to playing against India. I'll be honest with you. I'm not being negative. I'm just giving you the reality.
I think they'll be pretty excited.
What makes you think that I'm being negative? I'm just giving you the reality.
Your whole reaction to that? Oh no.
I don't think South Africa will make it far. No. Well, that's my opinion. I'm not being negative about it.
But your reaction? No.
But
I don't think that after watching this kind of a spell with the spinners, if they lost the toss and they had to defend and bat second,
no.
Well, that was what I wanted to bring you in,
I
Marty.
think they were not expecting that they will be post something 170. They were thinking that England were thinking at that time when winning the toss and elected to ball first, maybe 130 or 140. But they were played, very well. Especially the partnership between Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav, that 73 runs partnership, I think that was the crucial for them. And when they and the spinners, they only take 1 wicket, and India take like 6 wickets. So I think that was the big difference between the two teams.
And Rohit Sharma himself said after the match, he said at one point even they were thinking 150, 160 here. But after that partnership, they were like, let's add 25 more and see what they can do.
देखिए रोहित शर्मा ने कितनी अच्छी बात की कि हमारे उसमें कोई पैनिक नहीं था. अगर उनके जहन में यही था, जैसे उन्होंने खुद भी कहा कि हमारे जहन में इतना नहीं था, और फिर अगर वो हार्दिक पांड्या वहाँ आउट नहीं होते तो 10 से 15 रन और थे मेरे ख्याल से वहाँ पे. जिस तरह उन्होंने वो स्टार्ट हुए और वो जो तीसरा शॉट खेला उन्होंने, वो सीधा हाथों में चला गया. तो उस वक्त लेकिन आपने उनकी जब बैटिंग कर रहे थे तो आपने एक अच्छा देखा, बड़े काम थे वो, और वहाँ उनको पता था कि अगर हम कहीं 140 150 करते हैं तो हमारे पास अच्छा चांस होगा. उसकी वजह ये कि वो आज इंडिया भी हमेशा चेस करती है, लेकिन रोहित शर्मा ने कहा कि मुझे बैटिंग करनी थी. वो इसलिए कि हमने ये देखा कि जो हम बार बार या बाज़ वक़्त बात करते हैं कि जो आपके गिवन कंडीशन है उसके हिसाब से आप फैसला करो. ठीक है आप अच्छे होंगे चेज़ में, ठीक है आप अच्छे होंगे पोस्ट में, लेकिन अगर हम एक और टीम की बात करें अफ़गानिस्तान की, उस पिच पे उनको पहले खुद बैटिंग नहीं करनी चाहिए थी, जो उस पर हम ज़्यादा बात नहीं कर सके. लेकिन हम उससे पहले मैच में क्या करते हैं, प्लीज़ हम ही थे कि भाई प्लीज़ बैटिंग कर लें, ऐसा ना करें. लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि वो भी मिस कर गए. उस वक्त
रीड करनी चाहिए,
पिच रीड करनी चाहिए. ठीक है आप अपने स्ट्रेंथ पे खेल दो, आपकी स्ट्रेंथ है कि जी बैट पहले करनी, या आपकी स्ट्रेंथ है कि आपने चेस करना है, लेकिन कंडीशन अगर आपको नहीं अलाउ करती तो आप वन डायमेंशन देखें. ये भी वन डायमेंशन आप टीम ने नहीं बनना कि इधर आपने चेस करना है या इधर आपने पोस्ट करना है. डोंट बिकम वन डायमेंशन टीम. मेरे ख्याल से आज जो इंग्लैंड है वो ये चेस कर गई, ये मिस कर गई ये पॉइंट. क्योंकि देखिए इतनी लोडेड टीम है. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि ठीक है इंडिया भी हार सकती थी, इंग्लैंड भी अगर हारता भी तो और थोड़ा फाइट ज़रूर कर सकते थे. मेरे ख्याल से जब इतनी लोडेड टीम हो, इतने आपके पास एक्सपीरियंस हो और इतने मैच्योर टीम हो, तो फिर आपको आखिर तक दिन जाना चाहिए. अगर हम इंडिया की और ऑस्ट्रेलिया की भी बात करें तो जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया चेस कर रहा था तो एक टाइम पे वो अहेड थे, और अगर वो कैच अक्षर पटेल नहीं करते मिचेल मार्श का तो शायद उन पे और प्रेशर आता, और अगर प्रेशर आता तो फिर मिस्टेक होती। तो मेरे ख्याल से ये आपको लर्न करना है कि ठीक है आप वन डायमेंशन अगर हो भी तो फिर आप कम से कम नज़दीक तो पहुँचो, फिर आप 68 रन की दूरी पे नहीं हारो मैच।
And Professor, like India had an aggressive attack to the entire batting lineup. It felt like maybe that was the wrong call in the power play when they did lose Virat and punt early, but that consistency to attack the bowlers, selfless batting, aggressive batting, it ended up getting them 171, which was far too much on a wicket like this. Did you enjoy that intent with the bat today from India?
Well, really impressed, because they managed things very well. They were controlling the game all over at the end of the match too. As a batting unit, they posted that total, which obviously given them a more confidence that they can defend that total. Having quality spinners within your team, also having Bumrah with you, I think it's going to be a tough task for any team to chase down this total. But you know, this victory, obviously they were very clinical in the whole tournament. They were very ruthless. They were very going with the right approach, because you know, by the time I wanted to just share that thing, by the time this team was selected, media was asking why you had 4 spinners and 3 fast bowlers, and he said I will reveal it later, because the conditions were more demanding and more conducive towards spin attack. That's the reason this guy, and along with the management, must have a plan that how they're going to utilize the 4 spinners on these track, which obviously will give them more edge. So as a team, I think they plan things well, they execute their plans really well, and they deserve to be in the final, because at the moment there's no doubt they are a complete team. India is a complete team at the moment, because earlier their batting was more dominant, and Virat and Rohit was the more 2 pillars of the team basically, who used to get more runs for the team. But now we can see the contribution of different batsmen are getting into and also performing well whenever the situation is demanding from them. Even though Virat Kohli doesn't have a best of the World Cup so far, but still see it didn't make any difference to the whole progress of the team. So I think as a team they planned things very well. The only one mystery has to be unleashed, has to understand, that is the inclusion of Dubey, because Pakistan had a mystery of Abrar Ahmed, never been unleashed. They unleashed that mystery, still not been able to find what is his role in the team. Because I still believe Virat should bat at number 3. I know it's too late now, they will never change that thing for the final, but it's a missed opportunity for Jaiswal. I believe the guy was ready to represent to do well for the team, but having Dubey and wasting a time on him, because the way he's playing this tournament, I couldn't see much about the technique, about his whatever he must have done in the franchise cricket, but at international level it doesn't seem to me a complete player.
And he slid even further down that batting order today. Yeah. Dubious.
And once you don't have a confidence on him, then why you are having him in the squad?
Well, a lot has been said on the Indian selection, and I think now we're understanding why they went with a spin-heavy side. Of course, they were the only team to know where they were playing their semi-final, the venue, the conditions, and all of that. Let's take a quick look at the match summary as well and see what went down in Guyana today. England winning the toss and putting India to bat first. India ending up with 171. At the loss of 7 wickets at the end of the 20 overs. Rohit Sharma with 57 off his bat, and Surya Kumar Yadav playing another spectacular knock, 47 from 36 from him, supported by Hardik Pandya with the fiery 23 of 13 from him. Jadeja chipping in at the end, which ended up with India doing 171 on the board. Chris Jordan with 3 wickets. Again today, a great spell from him. Sam Curran 1 wicket, Adil Rashid and Reece Topley with a wicket each to their names, but the score was going to be too much for the England batters, especially with the kind of start they got. Philip Saul got out early, but it was Joss Butler with 23 off 15 and Harry Brook with 25 who top scored in that inning. But apart from that, nobody else could really establish partnerships to take the chase through. Bowling agar hum baat kare, Kuldeep and Akshar Patel bowled beautifully through the middle, 3 wickets each for both of them in their 4 overs, and Bumrah doing Bumrah things once again, 2 wickets for him, giving away just 12 in his almost 3 overs, 2.4 overs. India won the match by 68 runs, which is a massive margin for them, but we're not worried about margins anymore or net run rate anymore, because they're into the final and they're playing South Africa, who also have come into this final with a journey of their own, Erin, and we will of course talk properly about that final as well, do our own preview But Shoaib, coming back to this match and coming back to India being spin heavy in this World Cup, now we understand their makeup was primarily for the knockouts because they haven't been doing well in the knockouts. अगर आप उनके आखिरी कुछ World Cups देखें तो वो unbeaten तो रहते हैं लेकिन semi-final में आके या final में आके collapse कर जाते हैं as a team. This time, do you think it will be any different for India in the final?
Look, I not make a tough statement here, but India has made a bad pitch for the last World Cup. Let's put it this way, very simple. India would have given a chance to Australia to bat first, could have done that. You know, they wanted a ball first. I always emphasize that you got to read the wicket first. You have to read the wicket. Why this toss plays? Why we don't have the toss? Why we have the toss? The reason why, what I've seen Yunus today, you went there to make pitch, right? And did the roller thing and you know, and then he practiced on it. ये सारी practices जो थी, ये हम बचपन में करते रहे हैं. अब हफीज भी करता रहा, विकेट बनाता रहा, यूनुस भी विकेट बनाता रहा, मैं भी विकेट बनाता रहा हूँ. और जब हम खेलते थे उस पर हमें पता चल जाता था कि यार ये विकेट में बाउंस कम है आज. याद है रात सही सही खड़े होकर देखते थे यार बारिश ना हो जाए सुबह, बिल्कुल ऐसे, ताकि फिर सुबह देखते यार आज बाउंस कम है, आज ज़्यादा है. हमें विकेटों का पता चल जाता था बाय द टाइम वी गेट टू द फर्स्ट क्लास.
कलर से पता चल जाता था.
यू रिमेंबर?
सम टाइम कलर से पता चल जाता है कि मॉइस्चर है कि नहीं इसमें.
रिमेंबर? सो अब देखें, अब अफगानिस्तान की बात की. अफगानिस्तान ठीक है, आप स्ट्रेंथ पे जाएं, ट्रीट करें यार. आप अपनी शायद उस बॉलिंग के साथ आप शायद कर सकते थे, बट मैं यही कह रहा हूँ आप वेल प्रिपेयर्ड जाते हैं, आप सोचते हैं चीज़ों के बारे में. आई थिंक इंडिया यहाँ से अब अगर अगले मैच पे टॉस जीतता है तो आपको क्या लगता है ऑनेस्टली वो क्या करेगा? अगर विकेट वहाँ पे घास तो नहीं होगा ना, बारबाडोस में तो मज़ेदार विकेट फ्लैट होगा, वो क्या करेगा? अब मैं आपसे पूछता हूँ क्या करेगा? बैटिंग करेगा ना,
ऑफ कोर्स बैट.
सिंपल. वही मैं कह रहा हूँ कि वहाँ पे अगर थोड़ा सा अगर साउथ अफ्रीका टीम comes really hard with the ball, you know, just somehow, you know, Shamsi, Nautiyed, Rabada, there is a lot of ammunition is there. You know, nobody has tried Virat Kohli with the bounces, you know. It's okay, I understand Rohit Sharma is in top form. Top form, he's a great player. I mean, I rate him far better player than Virat Kohli because he has the range of shot that, you know, nobody has right now. The timing even. So, I think it's going to play a critical part again. टॉस भी होगा मुझे लगता है, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि अपर हैंड इस मैच की कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव विन के बाद साउथ अफ्रीका प्रेशर बहुत ज़्यादा है. और अब देखें कि वेल डिजर्विंग जो होता है, मुझे लगता है यार उसका फेयरवेल होना चाहिए रोहित शर्मा का, यू नो कि जीते वर्ल्ड कप ही जीते. सो मुझे मेरा दिल ये कहता है कि उसका फेयरवेल होना चाहिए. लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप उसके हाथ से चीन से लेगी.
शायद कोहली का भी हो सकता है. नहीं
यार, अब देखो गौतम गंभीर की स्टेटमेंट आई है बड़ी सख्त किस्म की. कहता है आई वांटेड टू बी हैव 5 न्यू प्लेयर्स इन द टीम, सो आई हैव टू हैव अ राइट ऑफ सिलेक्शन. आई हैव टू हैव अ राइट ऑफ सिलेक्शन फॉर द सीनियर प्लेयर्स एट द सेम टाइम. सो द pathway is very clear. So I really reckon that thing it should be. I mean, I don't know whether it's going to be the last World Cup for Virat or Rohit Sharma, but this World Cup needs to be won by Rohit Sharma, and I'm all for it.
You know, and Rohit and Virat, of course, we might be seeing the last of them in a World Cup, but also Rahul Dravid, you know, he has just given so much to Indian cricket and they would love to send him off with a World Cup win. It would mean so much, and we've seen him just, you know, sitting in the dugout with that expression. You know, everybody knows him as the wall, and he has been the wall for India in that dugout as well. So it will be, imagine the scenes if they're able to lift the trophy and give that tribute to that great man.
Yeah, I mean, he's worked so hard, and I think they all have, and it's been the one thing kind of eluding the Indian team for such a long time. Is it their year? Well, one man who's doing his absolute darndest to make that happen is Rohit Sharma, the captain, leading from the front once again with the bat in today's innings. By far the top scorer with his 57, Marty. He just, once again, aggression, but controlled aggression, calculative risk, even just maintaining that mentality of calmness, even though the rain delay came, the way that he worked with Surya Kumar Yadav. What did you enjoy about his 57 today? His third 50 this World Cup, his 12th World Cup. It's just amazing. Yeah,
he played extremely well again, didn't he, on what was not really that easier surface to bat on, and he got off to a pretty decent start, pretty good flyer, and then he pulled it back a little bit around that time that they went off for the rain break. It was No, drop catch there was it?
tough chance ना.
Not an easy time to bat around, you know, when there's a break there. And what he did really well was actually get through that and get himself back in, and so he was able to take a bit more toll, sort of towards the sort of middle end of the innings. And you know, he did that really well, because if he had got out straight after that break, things may have changed drastically. You know, England may have got another wicket or two, and you know, then India really under the pump. So he played really well, and he was really well supported by Surya Kumar, and that partnership of 73 is what took the game away from England. You know, they were just on the back foot then, and then you have the likes of Hardik coming in, Jadeja, and you know, these guys with the power at the end of the innings to you know, really take India through to a really competitive score of 171, which was, you know, in the end way too much for England to chase.
It was the most crucial partnership of the entire innings, wasn't it, Yunus?
Yeah, it was a composed and controlled aggression from him, and he will know that if we have score like 160 or 70, they had a good chance, but he will know that, and the calmness he shows. He takes singles, he plays a sweep shot and reverse sweep shot. Normally he can't do that, but he was able to do that.
Good time to whip it out.
Yeah. So he was good, and he was prepared that if they score 160 or 70, they had a good chance to win this game easily.
Yeah.
Right, Professor Sky, you know, जितनी इनकी बात हुई है, we've already seen him attack the bowlers, but also be so innovative with the bat. And once again, he was just anything but orthodox, approaching this match as well with that कहते हैं ना ऐसे firmness of plans, जो रोहित शर्मा बार-बार हर इंटरव्यू में कह रहे हैं कि हर बैटर को उनका रोल पता है और वो उसके ऊपर उसके एग्जीक्यूशन कितनी ब्यूटीफुली करते हैं सूर्य कुमार यादव. How wonderful is it for a captain to have someone like him batting down the order at number 4 at that crucial number, and then having him take the games deep with the bat.
रोहा, मैं खुद इस चीज़ को कहता हूँ कि मैं खुद ये मानता था, और मैं ये कहता रहा हूँ कि जब जो रोहित और विराट हैं, इन दो के अलावा बाकी प्लेयर जो इनके थे वो पार रन्स टच नहीं कर पाते थे. अगर आप वो रोहित और विराट को जल्दी आउट कर लो तो बाकी प्लेयर खेलते ज़रूर थे, लेकिन वो पार रन्स को टच नहीं करते थे. अभी इनकी टीम की जो बैलेंस सेट हुआ है, जिसमें पंत, सूर्या कुमार यादव, हार्दिक पांड्या, ये वो लोग हैं जो रोहित और विराट के आउट होने के बाद भी मैच जितवा रहे हैं. तो ये एक बहुत ही शानदार इंक्लूजन है सूर्या कुमार यादव की वाइट बॉल क्रिकेट में. इवन वनडे में भी उनकी कामयाबी अभी उस लेवल पे नहीं है, लेकिन T20 फॉर्मेट में ही इज़ द मोस्ट सूटेबल पर्सन, क्योंकि वो इनोवेट करते हैं जो शॉट्स हैं उनकी, और वो अपने, जब पहले मैं कह चुका हूँ कि वो अनऑर्थोडॉक्स ब्रिलियंस है.
What is that? That was audacious.
Yes, some of the shots he normally plays with the wrist work, and also the angling the ball somewhere with the different angles. He used the strength of his timing very well. It doesn't go only this, you know, bowler back drives. He used the pace very well. He used his angle of the bat very well. So I think as a player he got all those shots, which obviously we think that we never seen that too many very often from the different players, because he's the guy who does that very well with a lot of conviction, with a lot of authority, and he's an unconditional player at the moment, because as Martin said, even in New Zealand where the bounce is a little bit extra, he does play his shot with a lot of conviction behind. And I think in this innings too, it was really important for him to bat with the Rohit Sharma and manage to get that power runs which was India was looking. So I think at the moment Surya Kumar in the middle order is basically the most impactful batsman in the world.
Roha, he's got to be good at physics, right? Like how is he reading at that pace and getting the bat to just, like they were audacious shots.
मैं आपको देखिए स्काई ने जो है ना 47 रन्स किए हैं, उसमें अगर आप बाउंड्रियों से रन देखें तो 4 बाउंड्रियां हैं और 2 छक्के हैं, तो ये हो गए ऑलमोस्ट कोई 28 रन. 19 रन उन्होंने सिंगल से किए हैं. अगर देखें, हम हमेशा यंगस्टर को कहते हैं अगर आपने 50 करनी है तो उसके लिए ठीक है, स्ट्राइक रेट होना चाहिए 170 180 अच्छा होता है, तो उन्होंने 19 सिंगल लिए हैं इसमें. तो आपके पास ये क्वालिटी बहुत ज़रूरी है, आपके पास ये होना. जब आपके पास ये नहीं क्वालिटी नहीं होगी तो आप देखिए, हम बाज़-औक़ात एज अ बैटर छक्कों की जो है ना प्रैक्टिस कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन वो तो जब आप 50 तक जब पहुंचोगे, जब आप 20-25 सिंगल्स भी करोगे, उसकी हम कोई भी प्रैक्टिस नहीं करते और वहीं पे स्टक हो जाते हैं हम.
ये आईपीएल टीम में कप्तान है, ये फ्रेंचाइज को छोटी फ्रेंचाइज नहीं है, उनके कप्तान खेल रहे हैं, तो ये उनको प्रेशर नहीं पता होगा, किसको पता होना, फिर
ये पता होना चाहिए.
समझिए बात,
ये आपको पता होना है.
अब वो खड़ा रोहित शर्मा के साथ, उसने रोहित शर्मा को अंडर प्रेशर नहीं किया, उसने आके एक आध चौका मारा, फिर सिंगल डबल कर लिया. फिर 1-2 चौके मारे ताकि रोहित शर्मा इजी रहे।
और लग ऐसे रहा था जैसे वो एक यंग प्लेयर है और
हाँ,
ये जो है
हाँ,
सूर्य कुमार जो है ना वो एक सीनियर प्लेयर है,
Exactly.
वो कोई मसला नहीं है, हाँ ठीक है मैं कर दूंगा यहाँ से सिंगल, यहाँ से सिंगल, फिर एक आधा कट शॉट, फिर एक आधा स्कूप शॉट। तो वो ऐसा लग रहा था कि इनकी 73 की पार्टनरशिप है कि रोहित शर्मा एज ए यंगस्टर खेल रहे हैं और सूर्य कुमार या यादव जो है वो एज ए सीनियर प्लेयर खेल रहे हैं। तो देखिए ये कॉम्प्लीमेंट आपने करना है, लेकिन ये आप कैसे कर सकते हो जब आपके बिहाइंड में हम ये नहीं कह रहे हैं कि आप जाओ फर्स्ट क्लास ही खेलते रहो। नहीं, आपने समझना है अगर आपको T20 भी खेलना है, 50 और की क्रिकेट भी खेलनी है, इवन क्लब क्रिकेट भी खेलनी है, तो उसके लिए सिर्फ ये प्रैक्टिस नहीं करने की जाके छक्के छक्के करने, आपने सिंगल डबल और फिर ऑड कितनी बाउंड्रियां लगा सकते हैं उनकी इनिंग्स के देख लें, इवन रोहित शर्मा की इनिंग में देख लें।
मुझे ये बताएं, ये मिडिल ऑर्डर, वी हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट इंडियाज मिडिल ऑर्डर कि कितना ऑन द ऑफेंसिव पे जाके वो अटैक करते हैं बॉलर्स को, और वो बिल्कुल भी इस तरह नहीं कहते कि बैक फुट पे रह के खेलें, जो भी कंडीशंस वो अडेप्ट करते हैं। इंग्लैंड की हमने अपने प्री मैच में भी बात की थी कि कैसे वो ओवर रिलाई कर रहे हैं अपने ओपनिंग पेयर पे। इस वर्ल्ड कप में हाईएस्ट रन रेट उनका है पावर प्ले में अमंग ऑल टीम्स। मिडिल ऑर्डर में वी आर येट टू सी एनीथिंग ऑफ मैच विनिंग वैल्यू जिसे आप कहें, या फिनिशिंग वैल्यू। सैम करन, लिविंगस्टन, इवन बेयरस्टो की तरफ से हमने वो नॉक नहीं देखा जिसके लिए वो जाने जाते हैं। व्हाट हैज हैपेंड टू इंग्लैंड इन देयर मिडिल ऑर्डर, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट थिंकिंग बियॉन्ड सॉल्ट
हमने बात कर ली
एंड
थी ना,
बटलर।
उनके अगर 2-3 मैचेस देखें तो उनके वो 5-5 ओवर, 8-8 ओवर, 10-10 ओवर के मैचेस हुए हैं। तो उसमें उनको क्वालिफाई करना था, जिस तरह उनका स्टार्ट हुआ एक मैच में वो आके हार गए, और उसके बाद वो एक जैसे स्कॉटलैंड का एक मैच हुआ जिसमें बारिश हो गई, और उसके बाद फिर क्वालिफिकेशन मुश्किल हो गई थी नेक्स्ट राउंड के लिए, तो उनका ये हो गया। लेकिन बात असल में ये कि अगर मैं उनकी बात करूं, उनकी मिडिल ऑर्डर की बात करूं, तो मोइन अली एक ऐसे प्लेयर थे जो कि उनकी तरफ उनको अगर आज भी अगर देखा जाए तो उनसे बॉलिंग ही नहीं कराई गई। तो आप देखें, और अगर पास में मैं बात करूं, मोइन अली वो क्रिकेटर थे जब इंग्लैंड ये टीम आती थी इंडिया की तो सबसे ज़्यादा उन्होंने आउट किए होते थे। तो बात देखिए, आप बाजू का सही है, आपके पास प्लान बनाए होते हैं, लेकिन ऑन द स्पॉट भी आपको कुछ प्लान चेंज करने होते हैं। जैसे हम पिछले मैच में बात कर रहे थे कि देखिए स्पिनर से एक आधा ओवर करते हैं और फिर वो बीच में नहीं करते हैं, और अब हम ये देख रहे हैं कि 2-2 स्पिनर एक साथ बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, 5-5, 6-6 ओवर्स कर रहे हैं। वो उन्होंने लर्न किया, लेकिन ये लेट हो गया। देखिए अब जब ये नेक्स्ट टाइम आए तो मेक श्योर करें कि इनके पास ऐसे बैटर्स हों जिनको, अब देखें जैसे जॉनी बेयरस्टो हैं, अब मैंने उनके 1-2 मैच देखे तो वो फिर शॉटे ही मारते रहे, जबकि वो ऐसे क्रिकेटर नहीं है, वो टेस्ट क्रिकेट भी खेलते रहे, फर्स्ट क्लास भी खेलते रहे। तो ये उन्होंने सम हाउ चेंज किया है बिल्कुल। तो मेरे ख्याल से ये उनकी लर्निंग होगी, और देखिए जब तक आप लर्न नहीं करोगे तो आप मूव फॉरवर्ड नहीं हो सकोगे। और ये इंग्लैंड भी अब यही करेगी, जब ये आप दोबारा आएगी या आगे जाएंगे तो ये लाजमन ये पॉइंट्स लेके जाएंगे और उस पर काम करके आएंगे।
Marty, do you think it was a similar problem to what Afghanistan faced as well? They had an over-reliance on that top two when Ramadan Ullah Gurbaz and Ibrahim Zadran didn't get off to a flyer. The middle order struggled to cope. Was there over-reliance on Salt and Butler, do you think, for England as a whole this tournament?
I think it always helps to have your openers get off to a good start, and for the most part, Joss and Phil Salt actually do that, and these guys are generally pretty good at following suit on good wickets. As soon as they get onto a tricky one, you know, that bang or bust sort of approach doesn't necessarily work. You need to still be able to rotate the strike so that you don't get bogged down. Just not sure that these guys, you know, are quite there with that at the moment. I mean, sure they're good players and they can still learn that, but I'm sure they're better than what they've been showing. As I said, it is tough out there, but surely you've got to find a way, you know, and that's what the Indians have done. They've found a way to get through, and the South Africans as well, to get through to the final. They've all found a way to win games.
And to be fair, both those sides haven't had those crucially strong opening partnerships, Roha. It's been more that middle order and maybe one of the openers going on with a partnership with someone at 3, 4, 5. That's done the difference.
Forget 3, 4, 5. What we saw today from number 9 from England, Jofra Archer, trying to finish that game, trying to just do whatever he could till that last ball, you know, going for that review in the end. A bit unfortunate they couldn't close the match, but what a pleasure it is to watch Jofra Archer play for England in the World Cups. You know, it was a great comeback for him. In terms of his bowling, but you know, there's more to see from this English side when it comes to defending titles. Not the best campaign for them in the last 50 over 1, and once again they will be looking back at this one with a lot of takeaways, a lot of learnings. Time for a quick break here on HMR Waterfront presents Game On Air. When we come back, we'll take a deeper look into this match as well, and we'll try to preview what we have in store for you just a couple of days later. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to HMR Waterfront Presents Game on Hey, unpacking all of the action of the semi-final where we just saw Team India book their spot in the grand final. They beat England by an emphatic 68 runs today. We're going to unpack the bowling performance now that truly got the job done in record time for Team India. And well, from one spinner to another, take your pick in that side. They've just been unbelievable the entire of the T20 World Cup, it has to be said. But it was Akshar Patel who was player of the match. Wonderful performance by him, 3 for 23 off his slow left arm orthodox today. And right from the word go, Shoaib, he takes a wicket in his first 2 overs. He gets the dangerous Jos Buttler. He gets the dangerous Moeen Ali stumped, and England don't know what to do with him.
After that, there was no way out for England. And I believe that England could have constructed their innings a bit better than this. But Akshar, that was the lucky break, I would say. And well, that's the way he plays. That's Butler for you, right? But this is not acceptable. Ask the batsman. It's not acceptable. I mean, that was another good presence of mind, I would say. But Akshar, mind you, there's an all-rounder who's playing for a number of years for India, which is Jadeja. But look at the management part, bringing the Akshar. I believe he's a proper batsman. He's an IPL, he's batted and he scored runs. And plus he's bowling ahead of Jadeja. And first chain used to be like Jadeja, right? And now Akshar was actually bowling. So I think it's just hats off to the management that has given a chance to talent such as like Akshar.
Masterful use of the spinners all round today by Rohit Sharma Hafiz. Akshar was brilliant with his player of the match performance, but Kuldeep Yadav gets another 3 as well. And they just were masterful with really tying up England and constricting them and basically squeeze them out of the run chase entirely. What did you enjoy about the way the spinners work together as a utility?
Well, obviously, both are the quality spinners. Obviously, along with Jadeja, he's been quiet in this tournament so far. But the way captain is utilizing these skills, I would like to give more credit to Rohit in this in their success, because he is utilizing them in the best possible way. On the other hand, if you go in this game, Jos Buttler, he does not seems to me having more confidence to give a ball to a spinner in these conditions, because in some of the games we saw like Livingston didn't bowl even a single over, and today on this track where the most difficult bowler to face is a spinner, Moeen Ali did not bowl even a single over. So I think if you talk about the captain, the both 2 different captains, different mindset, Rohit is surely shown the way how it should be utilized a spinner well. So these 2 spinners basically controlled the whole game and given all the right momentum to India to win this match comprehensively, because they took 3 each wickets, and they basically given that they basically break down any hope from England, and they controlled the game very well. So I think as a spinner they're responding very well according to the call of a captain. But Rohit, we should give credit to the Rohit, the way he's utilizing their talent.
Right, Mari, what do you think makes somebody like Kuldeep Yadav so impactful, especially when he's bowling his 4-over quota? We know he doesn't mind being hit for that odd boundary, because very next ball he comes back in, he delivers something masterful, making use of the movement. Today as well, he knew that Captain Rohit Sharma had given him a job, and he doesn't mind being thrown off around the park. We saw some boundaries being scored by off of him, but he comes back every single time. What makes Kuldeep Yadav so tough to read?
Well, he's in good form at the moment, isn't he? And when you're in good form as a wrist spinner, things tend to go your way, and you're able to land the ball where you want and how you want. So, he's bowled really, really well for India in this World Cup so far. People on this panel were saying he should have played in New York, but it was completely situational when he came back into the team, and it's a bit of a masterstroke really when he did. He's been on spinning tracks and taken wickets ever since he's come into the team, and going back on the Moeen Ali thing, I think that was a situational thing for Jos Buttler not to bowl him, because they had 2 right-handers in Rohit and Surya Kumar for most of their innings, and I just didn't think he wanted to bowl an off-spinner to a right-hand batter. He didn't think it was a great matchup. 2 guys going, he could have gone for 30 off 2 overs.
You think data worked?
I think it was just situational. It was just, it'd be like you coming on to bowl.
I bowled against any.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Bowler,
I think it was just
batsman.
the situation.
I never feel like I can't bowl against a right-hander batsman.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's what I think. Looking at the game, I think it was situational from
could
Joss Butler. If he had a left arm spinner, he probably would have bowled him, instead of Moeen or something like that. But the only other spinner he had was Moeen, and he thought maybe I can't do it now. And when Rohit or whoever got out, it was straight into the death over. So
just to add in that what you were saying, there was a moment when Akshar was batting with Jadeja. Then too he didn't brought back.
What overs
when he
were
did
that?
not try. Maybe it was a 17th over, a 16th over. If that is the case, if I would be the captain, I will ask my off spinner to come and do the job for me. I will never give my ball to a fast bowler in that particular situation of the game, because the conditions were most conducive for the spin. So now I'm not taking things away the captaincy of Joss Butler, but I feel he does not seems like have a more confidence to give a ball to a spinner and ask him to do the job for the team. He's more towards his fast bowlers. On the other hand, Rohit is utilizing his spinners very well because the conditions are more conducive towards spin.
He did say in the post-match presentation that perhaps there was an opportunity missed in not giving Moeen the ball at some point. Yunus, if you were captain in the situation, what would you have done?
Aaron, I can add one thing, that sometimes, in England, the pitches conditions are changed. But normally in the subcontinent, we used to with these kind of pitches. So we know as a captain which bowler can bowl in the specifically of that period of time. So I think that was the reason. Sometimes Joss Butler not trusting on Moeen Ali. In the past, some of the games he bowled 1 hour and then he's gone. Sometimes Adil Rashid came and he bowled 2 hours, then he gone. But he learned that lesson from last 2 games. Now in the last game when Livingston and Adil Rashid bowled that in between that 5-6 overs together, so he learns. But sometimes you have to be proactive because of that small points. That's how you get out of the game. So I think maybe he learned in the past and he will be more give a chance to his spinners, especially in this formative game.
क्योंकि हम जॉस बटलर की बात कर रहे हैं as a captain.
He is the experienced captain.
कैसे आप इस वर्ल्ड कप में उनकी लीडरशिप को कैसे असेस करेंगे, क्योंकि लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप में they didn't have the most ideal campaign. We all know they weren't able to defend their title A and B. There was a point जब उनकी आगे की चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी क्वालिफिकेशन भी मुश्किल लग रही थी 50 ओवर में, एक बहुत बुरी तरह एक्सपोज हुए. इस वर्ल्ड कप में एज अ लीडर कितना इम्प्रेस किया आपको जॉस बटलर ने, एंड वेयर डू यू सी हिम गोइंग? क्योंकि उन्होंने एक और इंटरेस्टिंग बात जो की पोस्ट मैच में वो ये थी कि हमारी टीम को बहुत चैलेंजेस आए हैं इस वर्ल्ड कप में, बट डिस्पाइट ऑल ऑफ दोज चैलेंजेस हमने एज अ टीम अच्छा खेला है.
लेकिन देखिए रोहा, चैलेंजेस आए हैं तो ये टॉप के प्लेयर भी तो है ना. अगर हम अगर इनको कंपेयर करें, इंग्लैंड की क्रिकेट को कंपेयर करें श्रीलंका से, पाकिस्तान की क्रिकेट से, बांग्लादेश की क्रिकेट से या दूसरे नेशन से, तो ये कंफर्ट जोन में भी तो रहते हैं ना. इतना ज़्यादा लुक आफ्टर भी तो होती है. इसलिए टॉप के जो ये काउंटी क्रिकेट खेलते हैं या हंड्रेड्स की जो इनकी लीग है, तो उसमें इनकी इतनी लुक आफ्टर भी होती है. अगर मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि हमें लुक आफ्टर नहीं होती, लेकिन जो सिनेरियो हमारे सामने हमारे कैरियर में आते हैं, उसके बाद तो हम 4 टेस्ट मैच भी नहीं खेलें और 1 साल भी ना खेलें. जो परेशानियाँ होती हैं कि क्या परेशानियाँ होती हैं. तो देखें, इसी तरह आप टॉप के प्लेयर बनते हो, इसी तरह आप लेजेंडरी क्रिकेटर बनते हो. अगर हम लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप की बात करें तो कैसे सेमीफाइनल जीते थे ये लोग, जो इन्होंने बिल्कुल आउट क्लास कर दिया इंडिया को. इंडिया बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा था और वो सडनली वो आउट हो गया. और उसके बाद मेरे ख्याल से जो लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप में जो पहला मैच ये अगेंस्ट न्यूजीलैंड हारे है ना, और वो जिस तरह पहला मैच में जो रन्स हुए हैं उनके खिलाफ, और जिस तरह रचन रविंद्रा ने उनके खिलाफ वो 100 किए, और फिर उनकी जो परफॉर्मेंस थी वहाँ से थोड़ा सा ये बैक पे आए हैं. और फिर सडनली जैसे हर मैच में फिर एक अफगानिस्तान के खिलाफ हार गया, फिर करते वहाँ से तो थोड़ा फ़र्क पड़ता है. लेकिन हम उनकी देखिए कैप्टनसी को उनसे नहीं, वो मतलब उनसे कुछ ले ही नहीं सकते, क्योंकि वो टॉप के क्रिकेटर हैं. और जिस तरह की उनकी परफॉर्मेंसेस हैं और रिसेंट टाइम में जो उनकी फॉर्म है, अमेजिंग फॉर्म है, और लीड से फ्रंट करते हैं. लेकिन बाज़-औक़ात आप ये मिस्टेक करते हो, लेकिन ये कि आप अगर उस टाइम पे वो मिस्टेक्स आपने से ना हो तो अभी ऑपोजिट होता. अगर यहीं पे 20-25 रन कम हुए होते और इनके स्पिनर, क्योंकि देखिए इंडिया की बॉलिंग में और इंग्लैंड की बॉलिंग में सिर्फ जो फ़र्क है वो सिर्फ स्पिनर्स का ही है. उनके स्पिनर ने 6 आउट किए हैं और टाइम पे आउट किए हैं। और अगर इनकी बात करें तो आदिल रशीद ने ठीक है रन नहीं दिए होंगे लेकिन एक ही आउट किया है, तो मेरे ख्याल से देखिए अगर वहीं पे आदिल रशीद 2 से 3 और आउट करते तो कितने चेज रन करते 150, और 150 के लिए अगर एक भी एक और पार्टनरशिप होती तो ये तो पहुंच जाते। तो मेरे ख्याल से देखें ये वो पॉइंट्स होते हैं जो कि बाजुकात आपकी लक आपकी फेवर करती है और सम टाइम आपकी लक आपकी फेवर नहीं करती, लेकिन एक अगर आपसे वो हो जाए तो वो कहते हैं कि क्या कैप्टनसी, अगर वो नहीं होता बाजुकात तो वो आपके अगेंस्ट चला जाता है।
Well, that is it from England in this World Cup. The defending champions have now headed home. A lot for them to reflect on in this World Cup in terms of bat, ball, fielding, and of course the weather, not getting the best of conditions as well. But well, a World Cup is a World Cup and you expect a lot of ups and downs. A time for a short break here on HMR Waterfront presents Game On Air. When we come back, a little look at that final between India and South Africa.
And welcome back to HMR Waterfront presents Game on Air. It is the wee hours of the morning here in Pakistan, but we can finally tell you that the defending champions England are out of the T20 World Cup, and it's Team India who will be joining the Proteas, that's South Africa, in the final in 2 days' time, or 1 day time really, Rohan, because it is very, very early in the morning here now.
Yeah.
But what a win to Team India. What a show we've had unpacking all of the drama and the action that got them there. And in the end, I mean, India, we thought coming in, that was so strong on paper. They proved everyone and the expectation right, but can they go one step further and get that world title? Gentlemen, final predictions. We're finally here. Will it be India or South Africa?
Start
Who
from
wants to
a
go
piece.
first?
Start from a
I'm
piece.
a bad
I'm not saying
predictor.
nothing. I'm going to say
Everyone
India.
knows
I'm a
it.
big supporter
No,
of
no,
South
no, no.
I'm a
Africa.
bad predictor.
I'm a South African supporter.
You're South African.
Yeah,
I love
please.
it.
But didn't
have
you
to.
support England today in the match? And
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
why somebody should support this team because India, all support India. So
Okay.
I know.
They're playing well. That's the reason people
Just
are
for the
falling
balance
more
and
towards-
just for some
I
spice. I think.
love to that South Africa win at least this World Cup.
Well, here's the thing, right? So we do have the two best sides.
Yeah.
It has to
Yeah,
be said
surely.
in the final. Both are undefeated. South Africa have out and out won 8 from 8 to get there.
I'm not taking
India
anything
won
from
Is
one
that
out.
the first
India.
final in last 2 decades?
For South Africa?
Yeah.
It's the first time they've ever reached the final.
Yeah.
Once? Okay. When India has won the last World Cup?
2011.
2011 was the last
11,
World
yeah.
Cup.
The T20 one.
And Champions Trophy. they
T21.
won.
07.
Yeah.
2007.
It took them about what, 16 years now? Yeah, no, sorry. More, 17 years.
17 years.
You also have to look at that point of view. So my heart is with South African. My heart says South Africa needs to win. Simple. Period. It's going to be great for the cricket.
But
But
the
my
head
mind
says-
says it's too tough of a team. Too tough of the team. But if somebody needs to go through this the river of hell to win this World Cup, there's the only team who can do it. It's South Africans.
Mari
And
Kali.
what if they're winning the toss? They can bat first and just smash India around. Or get around about 170. Even if 150 plus, getting Rohit Sharma out earlier, our Proteas are in the game. So I believe Proteas should win, but my mind says, nah. What if India wins the toss? They're going to put around about 200 runs on the board.
Mari,
It's
what
going
are
to
your
be tough.
thoughts?
That's my reading. I don't know. I'm not being negative. Just give my analysis. What do you think? What do you think?
I really want South Africa to win.
Yes.
I think they've got themselves into some tough situations in this tournament, and they've got themselves through it to win games to get there. And two best teams in the competition. I'd like to see South Africa win.
Yeah, 100%.
They've done the hard work too, haven't they? So many
I'm
of those
not
games are
taking
so
anything
close.
from Team India. They are fully loaded. They deserve. But I want South Africa win at least one World Cup.
I think we all would like to see a new world champion, right? I mean, in this
course.
format. So,
100%.
they've come so close.
They have a new
so many
captain, Adam
times.
Markram. He wants something to do for not only on his team, for whole his whole country.
And
So
he
I think-
has
yeah.
won a World Cup for South Africa. He has won the Under-19 World Cup for South Africa. We know he's a leader. He can do that. And that
He's a good
pressure,
captain.
that pressure
He's a
that
good
we
captain.
always equate with South Africa not matching up to, I think, this time around. You never know, but let's come back to what we saw today, because it's time now to look at the Pak fan moment of the day from today's game. It was once again a crowd that came in to cheer both teams, and of course you cannot separate the Indian fans, Erin, from wherever the cricketing action is happening, and they found their way to Guyana and they were there to support their team, and look at those scenes.
And
But one
credit
thing,
to sticking around too, with all the rain delays as well. At first it was for rain, and then it was because it was so hot. The parasols were out rather than the
but
umbrellas.
can you imagine the scenes in Barbados a couple of days from now? I mean, like
But
one
can you
day.
imagine the scene right now? हम सारे जो जैकेट पहने लगता है कैदी बैठे हैं। जाने दो हमें।
Please.
So quick, we'll wrap up the show because it's almost 3 a.m. here. But
Yes.
before we go, of course,
अगर half frame में
Everyone's
देखो
lost
ना,
their minds, and the gentlemen are looking wonderful in their J-Dot apparel, and would like to
Yeah, I
also
know.
make you smell wonderful thanks to our friends at J-Dot Janair Jamshed. Our winner perfume contest. The winner today is, drum roll, Faizan Ishtiaq. Congratulations, you win yourself that all-rounder by Shoaib Malik for answering that question correctly. Highest individual score at an ODI whilst chasing. Congratulations to you. You can smell like Shoaib Malik all day. Well done.
well, मुबारक हो आप सबको कि हमारा शो का टाइम खत्म हो गया है.